Now we can turn to the states where the fallout from the proposed federal ban is having mixed results. Some have already banned these products, and others have created workable regulations. Our man in Virginia, Joe Parsons, has the story from his state that had been encouraged by the election of new Governor Abigail Spanberger. Now, with the federal hemp ban, it will have a negative impact on that state too. Joe talked to a hemp company that is dealing with this new reality. Here's Joe.
I'm Joe Parsons with the Virginia Cannabis Connection from Higher Education's Coffee Talk, sponsored by 97.5 3WV, reporting for Cannabis Coast to Coast News. The language in the bill that reopened the government will, in less than 365 days, crush the hemp industry, affecting an over $28 billion market, including the CBD industry. But did you know that Virginia makes up $1.6 billion of that figure? With shifting regulations, our hemp industry has already been in decline. But this upcoming ban could destroy it altogether. So I reached out to the Virginia Hemp Coalition and Redfern Hemp Company for their take on how this will affect the industry and what they have planned to do moving forward. The Virginia Hemp Coalition has been fighting for hemp farmers since 2012, and as always, Jason Armatucci was happy to speak with WPCM-TV and vows that the VHC will not be deterred and will continue to work with legislators to educate and inform them of how important the hemp industry is to the Commonwealth and how regulation, not prohibition, is the key to a fair and safe market in Virginia. The VHC also points out that the language in the bill does not remove each state's right to regulate their own industry. With a pro-cannabis administration, like the one we now have, we can still work to protect the non-intoxicating CBD and hemp market with state regulation. The VHC also encourages everyone to reach out to their local leaders, state congressional leaders, and Senate leaders, and even our new governor to voice your opinions. And together we can all make a difference. You can also support the work they do and help the Virginia Hemp Coalition to continue working for the farmers and not the big corporations by visiting the address on the screen. Redfern Hemp Company is one of Virginia's best manufacturers of CBD and hemp products, ranging from body butter, dog treats, and even birdseed. Their businesses, and many like it, could be completely destroyed by the upcoming ban. They have been closely following federal and state guidelines since the very beginning. And owner Graham Redfern and business associate Joe Domino spoke with me about how this ban affects them.
You support the states having rights, correct?
I do support this. We've been fighting the fact that Virginia, it's kind of funny. We've been fighting Virginia for changing the law to be more restrictive now. And that might play a full circle with the states having the rights to keep their laws. Because if you look at the medical marijuana program in Virginia, they've been conducting business since 2016, 2017, while the federal law is still a Schedule 1. So if you look at it in a way that the state has the ability to regulate their own system over and above the feds, then yeah, I'll support it because it's going to save our company and it's going to save our industry within Virginia without getting just destroyed.
What organizations are you working with to potentially fight this?
Yeah, there's an organization called HIFA, which is the Hemp Industrial Farmer Association. And they're also working with the Hemp Roundtable. These are national groups. I will say HIFA's taking a lead. They've been doing uni calls every Friday for the last month. There's another one today at 4:00. But HIFA takes a holistic approach. They want THCA flower. They basically said, why seed ground that we've already gained? And we stand by that. I mean, Redfern is going to be in hemp regardless if it's intoxicating cannabinoids or if it's biomass. But there are some groups that are very specific, to just the biomass, whether it be construction materials or even the grain. But our argument is, you can't really grow the grain without bringing the plant to full maturity, which means you're going to produce cannabinoids. So if we really want to make the most of this crop, especially if you're talking about extracts from the biomass from hemp, we're talking about we want a 1% limit in the field. But I think a lot of what we're talking about right now is just retailer rights, consumer rights, and the farmers not really necessarily getting a fair shake in this conversation. And Redfern's unique in the regards Grant, you could speak to, you've had 3 licenses, a cultivator's license, a manufacturer license, and a retailer's license. So a rare animal, maybe one of the only few animals like that in Virginia. So we're definitely aligned with groups that are pushing the envelope, aren't ceding ground. And we don't think this was a loophole. We believed the 0.3% was giving a lot of people an opportunity to innovate in this industry. And I think we're just closing the door on that.
Do you think that this will make the medical market more of a monopoly than what it is now?
The medical system is completely different than the recreational system. It is you're opening it up to the entire public. And when you do that and you're not making medical claims and a doctor's not sending you there, the business model is completely different. In the medical game, in the medical monopoly, they should have been looking at not what is not customers, but patients, and actually using that medical status and benefit through the Board of Pharmacy for clinical trials and medicinal uses for the plant. That never happened. It's clear as day that it was a pay-to-play system to get into the recreational market first before Virginia.
I would like to thank Jason Amartucci from the Virginia Hemp Coalition and Redfern Hemp Company for their valuable input and wish them continued success. You can reach out to help Redfern by going to redfernhemp.com. Well, that's going to do it for this week. Please have a happy and safe Thanksgiving holiday from all of us at WPCM-TV and Higher Education. Reporting for Cannabis Coast to Coast News, as always, I'm Joe Parsons. Until next time, stay lifted.